we are getting in our own way. The best thing we can possibly do when we start working with a manifestation crystal is, yes, keep your target, know what it is that you're manifesting and choosing, but then back up. Back up out of the way, because you have to let your manifestation come to you. If you freak out and keep shaking reality because you think it's supposed to look a certain way, and you think that just because you have this crystal, it's gonna immediately look that way, then what actually is gonna happen is you're gonna create more problems for yourself. Welcome back to another Vibes and Frequencies crystal manifestation video. My name's Nathan, and I've been working with crystals pretty seriously for as long as I can remember at this point. And I just love them so much. And something that's really cool that has to do with crystals and just reality in our general experience is that we're always manifesting. Like, I've been working on manifestation since before I even knew what manifestation was, you know? And there's all these amazing things in life and so many different directions we can go, and there's all kinds of things that excite us. So manifestation is a topic that I love discussing here on Vibes and Frequencies. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about working with our manifestation crystals and the number one thing that is getting in the way of the work that you are doing with your manifestation crystals. And this is like such an obvious thing, and yet I didn't even realize it before, and I got in my way so many times, and I messed up a lot of potentially really amazing manifestations, and ended up actually manifesting something that I was not intending because of the way that I was using my manifestation crystals. And so this conversation is really gonna help all of us to really step into a lot deeper of a power that's seated within us that our crystals can help us to tap into, expand, and multiply on a scale that is much more rapid than we could do without them. So I also want to let you guys know that if you happen to be new here, we do crystal giveaways every Vibes and Frequencies video, so make sure to keep your ears open. If you listen to these videos as a podcast, for example, listen for the bell dinging sound. When the bell dinging sound happens, you can turn your attention to the screen and pause it, because that's where the instructions for the crystal giveaways are gonna pop up and when you'll see them. All right. So manifestation crystals. The first thing that we want to understand here is like, what classifies something as a manifestation crystal? I know that there's a lot of very specific manifestation crystals that I talk about a lot on my channel. For example, Libyan desert glass. This is one I happen to have in my pocket today. I pretty much always have this. But there's some other ones that are truly amazing too, like citrine, like Moldavite, for example, which I also happen to be wearing. And so there's all these really incredible crystals for manifestation. So is quartz, you know, it's one of my absolute favorite. This is a piece of diamantina Lemurian quartz, in case you happen to be wondering. But to me, what classifies something as a manifestation crystal, to be perfectly honest, they're all manifestation crystals. This is my personal position on this, is that every single crystal that we work with is a manifestation crystal. If you are working with root chakra energy, you are manifesting yourself to be incorporating more root chakra energy into your life, and you're using the crystal to do this, right? If we're working with crown chakra energy, you are manifesting. It's not just the solar plexus and the sacral chakra that have to do with manifestation. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, fun kind of thing to throw out there, in today's vibrational reality, because things are always shifting, in today's vibrational reality, the heart is really the seat of where success is going to come from in today's day and age. So everyone that's moving from a position of, you know, more so intellectuality and understanding, or anybody that's really dominating or, you know, trying to control other people, and this is how they're manifesting and creating wealth, for example, these kinds of systems are truly crumbling and falling apart, and I think that we can see pretty clear examples of that popping up all around us right now. And it is those of us who are moving forwards from a position of who we truly are in our hearts that are going to start receiving a lot more success and a lot more profound energy from the universe for manifestation. So I encourage everyone to really tune into the heart, especially these days. I would argue all the time it's really powerful to do this, but especially right now, tuning into the heart has never been more important in a very simple and powerful way. So just a fun thing to throw in there. So according to me, all crystals are manifestation crystals. But if you're working with the crystal for something specific, this is what's really gonna put this on a line that we draw and say, you are exercising manifestation here. So you have a specific thing that you're working on. Have you ever picked up a crystal? I know I have. Have you ever picked up a crystal not for any purpose at all? There was no intention behind it. It just was a crystal that called you. Raising my hand. I have been called by many crystals. For example, the crystal I'm waving around in this video, this is diamantine Lemurian quartz. It's one of my favorite energies, specifically for channeling a lot more higher vibrations through my videos. It really helps me to just flow. And so this is why I tend to be holding this one in most of my videos. Now, this is one that specifically called me literally off the street into the store, walked right up to the first piece I ever got and knew it was mine and it was meant for me. I didn't have a specific reason. I wasn't trying to work on anything specific. So when a crystal calls you, this is a conversation that is for a different video. But when you specifically pick up a crystal because you've heard something about it, one of your friends has mentioned to you, this is an awesome crystal for this. Let's go ahead and say you're like me and you're working on the root chakra right now and healing some root chakra problems. Well, then you're gonna seek out some root chakra energies and be working with those. So this is where we're gonna draw the line and say, this is the conversation of this video. This is where we're going to be sharing what is the biggest issue that we do when we're working with our crystals in this way, when you specifically choose one intentionally, right? Because that's when you're manifesting. That's when you have a specific goal and intention, right? I'm wearing more pieces of Moldavite intentionally because I know that they're gonna help me to transform and release more and more stuff that does not resonate with me and to help me to transform into my highest vibrational self and my most powerful expression. I know that this is what my Moldavite's doing, right? Working with my Phenakite crystal, I know intentionally that this is connecting me to the universe and God's source creation and vibrations and source and just all kinds of powerful stuff in this direction. So these are manifestation crystals. Ta-da! That is a manifestation crystal. So, what do you guys think about this? What do you think classifies a crystal as being a manifestation crystal? Know that if you have something to say that completely contradicts what I'm saying or it has a totally different direction, those are my favorite things to see commented. Of course, I appreciate people who are really friendly to me and support me and tell me how awesome and how much they love the videos, but you know, there's something to be said for the way it makes me feel when I see a comment that's completely telling me I'm wrong. I love those comments. Those are the best comments. Okay, so here's the deal. What is the #1 problem when it comes to manifesting with our crystals? I'm not gonna make you guys wait for it. I'm not gonna tease you and drag you around in this video. I'm just gonna say it and then we're gonna explain it together. The #1 problem with when we're manifesting with our manifestation crystals is exactly that. The intention that we come at it with and the thing that we specifically want it to do. Now, very simply put, that's the problem. We'll explain why in a second. What's the solution? What's the solution? The solution is to stay relaxed while you're working with your manifestation crystals. It's to stay relaxed. So here's why. When you pick up a crystal and you have a specific thing that you want to be using it for, oftentimes, let's be real here, this is coming from a story within our minds, okay? Oh my gosh, wow. Earth-shattering information here, guys. I know you absolutely had no idea about this before. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. I know you guys totally know about this. But a lot of these things, they're coming from our mind. We're projecting, and it's an attachment, right? See, life is kind of like this stage. Many people have said this before, you know. I'm standing on the shoulder of giants here. Many people have said this. Life is a stage, and we are actors on this stage, and we are improvisational actors. We're making up our role. We're coming up with a story of what we want to experience, and we're saying it to reality over and over and over again, and we're reaching out and we're interacting with things that create us in that direction. And that's how we create our characters, and that's how we look this way, right? That's like the whole way our reality comes together in this, at least in this kind of version of society and the way that things are happening, you know? There is a lot of restrictions and personal imprisonment and really lame stuff that goes on in our society, but we're gonna go ahead and not talk about that in this video. For the most part, we're pretty free to just choose our experience, you know? And we have that liberation, and to be honest, it's always there even if you're in a cage. The liberation's always there, it's just a lot harder to tune into and tap into. So the problem here of why this gets in the way of our manifestations with the manifestation crystals is quite literally expressed as this. I'll use an example from my life, okay? Let's go ahead and say I'm working with my Libyan desert glass, which according to me, raising my hand here, this is from me and my experience, is the absolute most powerful crystal for manifesting financial wealth, money, right? This kind of energetic vibration. It's regal, it's kingly, it's wealth in this area, right? And many other areas too, but this is what I really like it for. So let's go ahead and say, I bring in this piece of Libyan desert glass, and I say to myself, okay, I'm gonna tune into this energy, I'm gonna work with the Libyan desert glass, right? And what's going to end up happening is I'm gonna start making more and more money. Now what happens is when I wake up and it's all of a sudden I see reflections in reality that it's true, right? For example, for me, I run a crystal business where I sell crystals. I wake up and I have 3 times the amount of sales today that I had yesterday, and I go, yes! It's working, right? And I get really excited and I celebrate that energy. That's great. But if I wake up and I didn't make any sales today, well then I get a little bit scared and I say, oh my gosh, what is going on? Is perhaps money not in my highest good? Okay, I need to trust the universe. I know, this is an internal dialogue, by the way, guys. I know that everything is working in my favor, so I should really just relax, okay? I should really just relax. But oh my gosh, I need to be making money. Why is this not working? Oh my God. So see, this is the source of the biggest thing that gets in the way of our manifestations, is that we freak out when we don't receive the reflection in reality that says, yes, your manifestation is coming true. We celebrate and clap our hands when we get a reflection that is in alignment with the story that we want to experience, right? I want to make more money, so when I wake up and I've made more sales, I know that that's a reflection that it's working. When I didn't make any money that day, I freak out, and that's the problem. Because when I freak out because things don't look the way that my story says they're supposed to be, that's when I start generating this energy that we can just simply call resistance. I start generating this energy of resistance, and I get agitated, and I start pushing against reality in my life, and I say, things are not going as they are supposed to. And I get really upset. Now what's happening is I'm using this power that is deep within me and all around me and in everything. And it is the power of manifestation. Simply put, you know, it's a lot bigger than that, but simply put for this video, is the power of manifestation. We are always manifesting. If you're not manifesting something, it's because you're manifesting yourself, not manifesting. Think about it. You are never not manifesting. So basically we have this vibration. You can imagine it coming out of your heart. I don't think that that's a great way to explain it, but just imagine you have this vibration that emanates from your heart, and it creates this energy around you. Now this field literally interacts with reality and shows that things are malleable. We can bend it to our will, and we can create and enjoy the experience that we want to have. But here's the thing, our thoughts in our brain are also sending out a vibration. It's a thought frequency. So if my heart is sending out this vibration of I'm manifesting, right, and I'm tuned into this energy, and my mind is sending out thoughts that have to do with I'm not succeeding, then what I'm literally doing is creating this vibrational field in reality that is molding reality to reflect that I am not succeeding even greater. Hold on one second. So this is the thing. We are laying thoughts on top of this vibrational field that's created in reality. And so when I'm resisting and I'm feeling upset and I'm feeling like things aren't working out in my favor, I'm literally laying down bricks and building more and more experiences in my life where things aren't working out for me and they aren't going well. And I create more problems for myself, and I create an even bigger deficit of financial success. So this is why the biggest thing that's getting in our way with our manifestation crystals is that we are believing when we get them that a specific something is going to happen. We see it in our mind, we visualize it. I'm gonna get this crystal, and this is what life is gonna look like afterwards. Yes. And then when life doesn't look that way immediately, or even after a little bit of time, then what ends up happening is we actually start using the powerful manifestation energy of the crystal to manifest more issues in our life than the successes, for exactly this reason. And it all comes from an attachment to a story of the way that we think it's supposed to look, the way we think our manifestation is supposed to play out. The truth is that your manifestation is coming to you. It is literally coming to you. My camera keeps shifting over there. Hold on one second. Your manifestation is literally coming to you. It is. Sometimes the path of it coming to you doesn't look the way that you think it's supposed to. But the biggest problem in our lives and the biggest issues that we experience, it's actually not anything outside of ourselves, it's us. We are getting in our own way. The best thing we can possibly do when we start working with a manifestation crystal is, yes, keep your target, know what it is that you're manifesting and choosing, but then back up. Back up out of the way, because you have to let your manifestation come to you. If you freak out and keep shaking reality because you think it's supposed to look a certain way, and you think that just because you have this crystal, it's gonna immediately look that way, then what actually is gonna happen is you're gonna create more problems for yourself. We really could stand to just let go of our attachment to the way that we want things to look. Yes, I personally want to be extremely wealthy, okay? I'm not even gonna lie. I wanna be able to have like a mansion treehouse in Costa Rica. I wanna be able to drive all over and do all this travel. I wanna have a house in Mount Shasta and Sedona. I wanna be able to run this huge crystal resort with jacuzzis literally made out of amethyst, like huge geodes and stuff. I wanna be able to help my family and friends. So like, yeah, you know? But the truth is that I feel within me, really truly, that really is who I am, and that is my true vibrational reality. I feel that experience really is on its way to me. Now, things might not exactly reflect that right now, but the more I get in the way and try to force it to look the way I think it's supposed to, the more I'm creating this resistance vibration, and I'm actually digging myself deeper and deeper into a reality where I'm further and further away from it. Because think about it. This is a really practical way to think about it that I've heard other YouTubers mention. I think it's a great example. If you are chasing something, energetically, what does that imply in reality? That it is running away from you. If something is truly yours, you don't have to fight for it. It's just yours. It doesn't matter what reality looks like right now. It's literally yours. If it's really who you are, if it's really part of your story, then you can relax, sit back, and enjoy the process of everything of it coming to you. And the truth is that when we're relaxed in this state and we get out of our own way, our manifestations happen faster and faster and faster. But at that point, you don't even care. Because there's so much beauty and magic right here, right now, that for so long in my life, personally speaking, I wasn't paying attention to, because I was too focused on this over here that I was working so hard to move to. And I never really fully appreciated what I had at the current time. And something that I'm learning now is that the more that I appreciate what I have right now, the more that vibration actually attracts more stuff to be appreciative of, you know? And so it's pretty cool. You know, reality is a very interesting thing. The number one thing that's getting in our way of our manifestation that we're working on with our specific crystals is actually our idea of what we think is gonna happen and what it's supposed to look like. And the solution is to just let go and step out of the way and relax. You know, it's coming to you. Who you really are is actually currently here right now. And that's the power and the magic that honestly I think all of us have really been searching for. You know, there's all this really crazy flashy stuff going on outside of us telling us this is what we're supposed to strive for and move towards. But the more we strive for it and move towards it, the more we emanate this vibration of lack and wanting and I'm not fulfilled right now. And it keeps us prisoners and it keeps us on this hamster wheel. We don't need this stuff that they're peddling to us. We really don't. We can literally just realize, oh my gosh, everything I've been working my whole life towards has literally been right here this entire time. And then we can just be empowered and actually truly choose our experiences. So right now, you know, it's easy for me to say this stuff in a video. Right now, this is what I'm integrating and working on. You know, and I think a lot of you guys might be too. You know, I'm not some like guru who has all of this stuff extremely tuned in. You know, sometimes I'm very tuned in and everything just works for me. And then all of a sudden, I have a human unconscious moment where I get caught up in some swing and some momentum that sucks me back in to, oh my gosh, there's all these problems and all this stuff I got to work on. And none of it's real. You know, they're all just silly hallucinations that the more I feed energy to, the more they become not just hallucinations, but the more they become actually structured reality. And once it becomes really, really structured and you've been fueling your problems for a long, long time, then it gets really challenging to step out of. So, you know, best thing to do is start letting go now before we dig ourselves too deep, right? So thank you so much for liking this video. Thanks for taking a moment to do that. Really appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for letting me know what you think about this conversation below. I love talking to you guys, and I'll see you for the next crystal video very soon. Much love.